Okay. Zoe, hello Zoe. Okay. So from the onset, your experience is perfect and complete as it is. Nothing lacking. In the absence of story, the storyline about consciousness, I am this aware presence. I am aware, and there is something absolute about that. Not the subject to negotiation. In this moment, awareness is there is never too much awareness or too little awareness, because awareness is not quantitative. In this moment and every moment, it is awareness which is aware. It is aware that it is aware. And that it is aware that it is. I know I am. And I know that I know that I am. There is nothing lacking to this knowingness. And this knowingness is neither male nor female, neither tall nor short. Neither here nor there. This knowingness does not start somewhere and ends somewhere else. Has no beginning or ending. And this awareness does not know anything apart from itself. No such thing as something apart from awareness. Wherever you look, in whichever direction, it is awareness. What am I truly apart from awareness? When you go to your experience, this moment, before you divide your experience into this and that, can you find anything which is apart from awareness, consciousness? Take a look. thoughts, perceptions, sensations, images appear within the spaciousness of awareness. They do not arise out of a separate reality from awareness. They arise out of I awareness, and they're made out of I awareness. And they're known by I awareness as my creation and my experience. My experience is the experience of awareness. Nothing lacking, nothing that awareness is waiting for to be delivered at some time in the future. In fact, for awareness, there is no future. Rather, the eternity of being, which is not in time. But as soon as you imagine yourself to be a personal, limited consciousness, a man, a woman, a son, a daughter, you've limited consciousness to be a personal event, to be dependent in one way or the other upon a particular body-mind, a particular situation. But when we take a look at whether I am a limited person, a limited body-mind, I may find a belief that that consciousness is personal and limited. that consciousness depends on the body, that consciousness appears in time and space. But our direct experience says otherwise. It clearly says, the world, body, mind appears to me. I do not appear. I do not appear. I am. And perception appears to me within my totality. It appears to me instantaneously. And is known by me instantaneously. Full and complete, just as it is, nothing lacking. That is our experience. We experience a thought, in a flash. It appears from myself, within myself, and to myself, and dissolves back into myself in a flash, nothing lacking, nothing in excess. Your sensation, the sensation similarly appears to you out of yourself, to yourself. It is after the fact that via the mind we label and classify. Out of convenience. Nothing is disturbed. But as soon as you adopt the model, I am immortal, body, mind, you've entered the realm of illusory separation, the sense of lack, hope, and despair, frustration, irritation, annoyance, boredom, meaninglessness. Because what meaning is there in being immortal body mind? While all along our joy is the joy of awareness. Our happiness is awareness. And our unhappiness is the illusion of separation. The me cocoon, the personal story, identity. So we let it go in this moment, in every moment. And in this letting go is the acknowledgement of our true being. Being, not knowing. So if there are any questions, please make sure you unmute your mic.
Magdi, hi. I just wanted to say that after listening to this contemplation, I just I really feel this movement of the creation that is coming from me and going back to me, like waves. And although they're coming kind of out, they never separate from me. It's me expressing itself and it's going back, out and back. And almost like a slow dance, sometimes a bit more of a dance, more of a wave, but there's no loss of connection. There is kind of embracing feeling of something like that is one, and it just colors itself in a different way, but it's essentially the same all the time. So it gives me a different sense of living. It's as if the self, the me, is there, always just expressing and coming back to itself, like a little movement. And sometimes hardly moves at all, sometimes move a bit more, but nothing is lost, nothing is fragmented. It's kind of, sometimes in deep contemplation, I really feel it very strongly inside, this kind of realization, this understanding. So I just wanted to say how grateful I am for this talk. Sometimes, you know, I say the I am, sometimes it just sounds like words, but other times it's not the I, it's what it refers to. It's kind of like that formless, undefined, like you say, that can't be grasped, but it's kind of there without words, just no words, just maybe being reality, or but it's becoming like the real gravity of myself. I don't know how to put it in other words. More and more and more.
Yes.
As the interest grows and more dedication and more enthusiasm, more love of this thing, it feeds itself.
Yes, yes, yes. Once there is this sort of unfolding, it has a life of its own.
Yeah.
We're simply, there's nothing really to do outside of noticing whenever the old model of me in here and the world out there, whenever that old model, whenever it appears, not to get on board, not to get into that vehicle, not go for that ride. Because once it's clear that that's not the ride, that's not the direction, then that clarity becomes essential, not to get on board that vehicle, that erroneous model. The understanding takes care of itself. It blooms within oneself effortlessly because the gates have been opened. The flow from the source. It's no longer flowing from the illusory separate self, which I used to imagine myself to be. So I no longer imagine myself, rather I am the amness, beingness, acknowledges itself each moment, void of any separation. It's grace.
I also feel deep, something deep like kind of love and friendliness, and just it's flowing on its own now, expressing itself. Spontaneous,
Yes.
just kind of just comes natural now.
Yes. Yes. Which is our true indivisibility. So love is the indivisibility, is our intimacy of one, our reality as one. Is love expresses itself within our heart, within our mind, the kindness, the appreciation, the caring, the compassion, effortlessly, is recognition of our wholeness, our totality, our one reality. Tenders the heart and rises the heart. Clarifies the mind, brings clarity, affection and friendliness. And the simplicity, the practicality, simple practicality, life in our actions, our choices. A certain harmony. Which takes all the everything in consideration together, all the various aspects of our experience every moment. It's all perceived together as being an integral part of our experience, nothing trumping anything else. So there is the love and the wisdom. The love is the recognition of our oneness, and the wisdom is the understanding that guides our action. Every moment, in line with the understanding that consciousness is universal. And in consideration of the particular situation that's presenting itself, it appears freshly every moment. You don't know it ahead of time. So in wisdom, sometimes we say no to certain behaviors. And sometimes we say yes. It's not a pass, a blank pass. So yes, we do feel the love in our heart, but we also understand that when a policeman stops us, it doesn't make sense to hug him or her. They may not be sympathetic to our affection.
I just smile anyway.
Yes, of course. And sometimes we smile inside, we may not be smiling outside.
Yes, that's right. Thank you, Magdi.
Kenneth, nice chatting with you. Lovely.
Thank you.
Magdi.
Yes, hello, Mina.
Hello. I would like to ask, what is when you are in love and you feel love, but when you are rejected by someone, and when you also feel this energy, and then it is like a kind of hurtness inside, but
yeah, you can express love in so many ways, in your actions, in your speech, in your silence, in your heart. But you cannot impose it, or it may not be acknowledged, at least there may be some resistance. And yes, of course, we feel hurt because we experience the rejection. But when you know yourself to be consciousness, awareness, not a separate me, then you understand that you cannot reject awareness, you cannot reject. And consciousness is not an object that you can reject or accept. It's the reality of my reality. But if you take yourself to be a woman, a person, personal feelings that are so important, meaning you give importance to the feelings, to the experiences, which is your freedom, of course. You are free to do that. So when you limit yourself that way, you define yourself that way, then you are subject to whatever impacts upon this body-mind. You're subject to whatever happens to the body-mind, you feel it's happening to you. If the body-mind is ill, you feel that you are ill. If the body-mind is aging, you feel that you are aging. If the body-mind is being appreciated, you feel that you are appreciated. If the body-mind is being rejected, you feel you are rejected. But love is absolute. Whatever we are rejecting, we may feel we're rejecting the love, but we're not rejecting the love. You cannot reject the love. You may be rejecting the carrier, the messenger, or the may be rejecting something else. But you cannot reject the love. But when you're busy rejecting the carrier or the form, you're too busy to experience the love. You're too busy rejecting, struggling, resisting, making stories about, oh, she's like this, he's like that. I don't like her because ... I used to like her, but now ... whatever. There's no love in that. You're in your separate self. And the other person is an image that you've projected in your own being. Because in the absence of an image that you've projected, there is love. It is love. But when you project an image of her or of him, you have separated yourself. You've condemned yourself to being an object of your own creation, a separate object, a limited object, that will be happy if he is with this one and not with that one. Or he will be happy if he has this situation, not that situation. So in terms of love, love is absolute. Love is sweet. It's what we are. But although love is what we are, we may not have dropped the belief that I, meaning consciousness, is a body-mind, is a male, female form. We may not have dropped this belief. And this belief, when it's operating, it is picking and choosing in the name of love, but not really. Because in the name of love, there is no picking and choosing. Love is absolute. Now, there may be a situation where we find that we like her, but she doesn't like us, or we like him, but he doesn't like us the same way. Well, we cannot force somebody to like you or love you. It's not. It won't be happy if you are successful at twisting the other person's arm. You would be sorry. You would live turmoil, topsy-turvy relationship. You won't really be happy. So you have to swallow the pill, you know. That, okay, maybe he doesn't like me the way I like him, or she doesn't like me the way I like her. So life goes on there. That's how it appears, you know. You cannot continue to proceed in the road that is muddy, more and more mud. So then another path will present itself to you, which is less muddy. You have to give people their freedom, whatever they choose, whichever direction they choose, to honor their freedom, because their freedom doesn't come from their mind, it comes from beyond, it comes to them from the universe. Like your freedom belongs to the universe and is given to you. You know your freedom. It's not out of your own choice, but you recognize that you are free. You recognize that because you are that freedom. That freedom is inherent to you as part of the universe, part of the cosmos. So it's a graceful way of moving on. Don't hold any ill feelings for anybody, because they're expressing their freedom, which is equal to yours. And there's a lot of fish in the ocean. There are a lot of fish in the ocean.
You know, I'm here in Switzerland. I have a master, and we are going to his gatherings, and we meet in groups like here, like with you, and we have also a little bit to share in these groups things that we have also become from our master. And now it's very difficult with this COVID situation. This was in this group, we couldn't speak anymore about these things, and people are falling apart with this COVID situation. suddenly we started to speak about who is vaccinated, who is not vaccinated. And I tried to the people to say, hey, this is not we are not a group for political reasons or political opinions. This is something else, but I felt not heard. I felt not understood, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And suddenly I am someone bad because I'm vaccinated, and they are someone good because they are not vaccinated. And this was very difficult because I feel this love for all these people, and I would like to go on this way, but it's not possible. And like you say, good, I understand very good. I accept this as also as awareness presenting itself like that. But going on this way.
Yeah.
And not falling in this trap, because for me, this is like a trap. This is pulling me outside. But when I stay as awareness, there is nothing good or bad or.
Right, right. I'm reminded of, years ago, I used to join this group. It was a Krishnamurti dialogue group. It was 10 to 15 people who would meet every month. And there were two people, a couple who were over their house. They were the hosts of the meeting, and they set the guidelines. And over time, the group became sort of a self-help group. People will bring their personal problems, they will discuss their problems, and people were expressing, oh yeah, I support you, I feel for you, blah, blah. And there were times where there was inquiry, but more and more it became a group, sort of a self-help session. And it didn't resonate for me. So at some point, we parted ways, I brought it up, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to look into what Krishnamurti was sharing. And so people join the group for various reasons. Sometimes there is a social, we sort of get together and there's a social element, we like to be together as people, So we gather, we have tea, coffee, whatever, crackers, muffins, bagels. So it's, it's fun. So there is that aspect, that is part of the. And also some people join meetings because they're looking for something to do, it's an activity, something, to do. There are many reasons why people join a group, are in a group. Now here, we're interested in the understanding about consciousness, about reality, about truth, about the self, about happiness, about peace, love, and beauty. I don't know what other groups are interested in, what the the host, the mentor of the group, the guide, guides the group in a certain direction. Not that they know better, but they're inspire the direction for the group, depending on what they see is the direction that they want the group to go into. So I don't know. If you express yourself in the group about what you feel that you would like, and bring it up with the host, of the group. And I mean, I did in my case, I remember, but I was clearly told, well, both of them, they were therapists, but I was clearly told that, look, this is part of it. And I said, okay. I actually stayed for over a year after that, but it became more and more sort of opinions, it's my opinion, your opinion. It was just, who cares about people's opinions? I mean, who cares? I mean, just by myself, I could come up with 1,000 opinions in a minute, especially if I sit down with a glass of vodka, I just go on and on, There's stories. It depends what the group is interested in. So I don't know. You have to see. And also, of course, what you're interested in. I don't know. I mean, what are you? What is it for you?
Yes.
I go up to visit Francis. He has meetings Saturday and Sunday. I go visit with him on Wednesday night. I enjoy the people. I enjoy what Francis is sharing. I enjoy people's questions. On Wednesday, it's more like a social, it's like in the evening where we chit chat and it's okay. It's just people talking about a variety of things. So yeah, you have to find out for yourself, and see what and groups change. Sometimes they become deeper and deeper. Sometimes it's the other way around. We don't know. I mean, sometimes it goes in a direction,
Yes. No, the thing is that what my master is telling is absolutely clear, and is also the same as you are telling, and as Ramana Maharshi is telling, because he is a master. But the thing is that I feel that many of these people have misunderstood him, and then it is yes, it is drifting in another way. It is drifting into sharing of opinions, and this is the problem. And he is not there. We are alone, and then.
Oh, he's not in the meetings with you guys?
No, it is like that he has 7 gatherings a year, and there we meet all with him. But then we have to meet every month in our group.
Oh.
And we have to share these things that we have get from him. But I feel that we have lost what he has told us.
Yeah.
Because we are drifted in this, for example, in this Corona situation. And this, for me, this is very stupid, So this is for me an example. How can I stay with me inside consciousness and being absolutely clear and not letting me going out to, and accepting these people and their meanings and all,
Yeah.
and knowing this is all part of this play of consciousness.
Right, right. Actually, again, it reminds me of the group that I was in, because Krishnamurti died many years ago. And so it's just a group of people who would, they had different levels of experience. And so you had people discussing from all sorts of directions, and there wasn't, you know, so people speak from their level of understanding.
Yes.
From
Yes.
their level of experience or being. So
yes.
when it's a group that is sort of like meeting, I would say that it's better if that group meets socially. You know, have tea together. Forget about the teachings of the master. Just enjoy being together. I would recommend for that group. I hope. I mean, it's not my group, so I'm speaking. You know, I'm just speaking to you. Okay, not to.
Yes, I know. Okay.
I would say, in the absence of the teacher, get together socially. Get together socially. Enjoy. Have dinner together. Have tea together. Go for a walk together. Or you can meet and listen to a talk by the teacher, and then spend this very limited amount of time, very limited, like no more than 10 minutes, sort of discussing it, no more than 10 minutes, because it's going to go into, the discussion is going to go
Yes.
all over the place. Just 10 minutes, and time it. 10 minutes, okay, good, okay, nice, great. And then, because if you're like if you're like 5, 6, 7 people, 10 minutes is good, because nobody can dominate the conversation. Yeah. Every person will have a couple of minutes, so it will go like that, you know. So you could do that. You could listen to a talk by your teacher, spend a few minutes in silence, 5, 10 minutes of chit chat, and then go. But if the entire meeting is 30 minutes or 45 minutes just discussing, then you have people talking from so many different levels, and the conversation goes wherever it goes. I would say, in the long run, if it's not resonating for you, I would ask myself, why am I there? Obviously, if the universe is telling you this is not happy, why wouldn't I listen to the universe speaking? I realized years ago, when the meetings were no longer really significant for me, that I was still going. After a while, I realized I enjoyed the social aspect, because we used to get there early and sit down and talk. You know. So I was enjoying that. But after a while, that wasn't enough for me, because it really wasn't what I was looking for.
you know, this is the problem for me is that the connection with my master is very deep and very clear. For me, it's clear he is a master, and what he is saying is
But
exactly.
you still have that connection. I mean, that connection
I,
is within your heart.
yes, this is true, but we are like that, organized, that we are in these inner circles. This is, for him, it is very important that we take this seriously. And when I go out of this group, I cannot go to his gatherings, you know? Then it is, no, this is, I see also why. Because he wants that we stop with these ego games and this, you know, but it doesn't happen in this group. Nobody takes this seriously, you know what I mean.
Teacher is interested in the freedom of the student.
Yes, yes, this is true.
Not in anything else. I'm not much into organizations, you know. I mean, there are people who gather around Francis, but it's not an organization. He's there. There are people that come. If people don't come, he'll play tennis or I feel like that. I'm not into organizations. There's no students and teacher. So it's at the absolute level. We are all the same. We're all this one consciousness, this one reality. And so a teacher basically just telling the student, look, whatever you imagine yourself to be is just a story. You don't need to do that. You just be as you are. As you are. You don't need me. You don't need anything. Just do what you like. Do what resonates for you. If it resonates for you to travel. If it resonates for you to not to ever do any meditation or join any group, don't. If you just do what you enjoy. Do what you enjoy. Because God is there, truth is there, love is there. It's going to tell you. If you're living and you're enjoying, what teacher is going to come and tell you, hey, no, listen, you're not enlightened? You know, Francis sometimes says, would you rather be enlightened and unhappy or happy and unenlightened? I would say happy and unenlightened sounds good to me. I am happily unenlightened. Right?
Yes.
It's about happiness. It's, you know, it's happiness. Easy. Happiness is simple. You don't need to complicate it. You need to complicate it with this and that, this rule, that rule, on Wednesday, on Tuesday. Don't. Life is joyful celebration. You don't need to sort of go, what's going to happen to me? What if I don't, if I'm not a good student, if I'm not a good teacher, if I'm not a good wife, good mother, good, you know. You could do that, of course, but self-inflicted agony. So I have to do that just because my mom and dad, they taught me you have to do that. But why? I mean, look at their life is miserable. So I'm going to listen to them. I'm going to live the same miserable life that they've lived. And then what, my kids are going to live the same miserable life I've lived? No. I mean, look at, you know, people pursue all sorts of things and they're still miserable. You know, I like to speak about happiness, about freedom, about peace, about joy, about love. Because it resonates deeply within us. I mean, we all go, yeah, yeah, yes, yeah, oh yeah, sounds good, rules and regulations. No, that doesn't sound good. I want you to meet 4 times in my name or 8 times in my name so you can get enlightened. No. Please don't do that, everybody. Don't meet in my name, or if you want to meet somebody else's name, okay, but or any. No, we're just friends. We are friends. Actually, I don't even like the word master. I mean, I know in the Indian tradition, in many traditions, you know, but I'm just speaking my speak. That's just me. Master what? I mean, God is the master. The universe is the master. Master is a division. Master and non-master, master and slave, master and what? Master and what? You know, me and you, like me something special, you something less special? What? That's BS. That's BS. It's nonsense. Right? So we don't support that. We don't support that. Right? I mean, and we don't treat other people this way. You know, we don't treat somebody else like they're less worthy from us. No, look, everybody's freedom is equal to our own. You see, no. Simply, we have to understand that I refers to this awareness, not a limited, not anything limited. There's nothing limited about awareness, nothing personal about awareness, nothing, is no proof whatsoever that awareness comes from the brain or comes from Mars or comes from Galaxy X. We have a direct experience of awareness because we are aware. I am aware. And this I is awareness. It's not if I female, the female is experiencing awareness and I, the male, is experiencing awareness. No. The experience of awareness, it doesn't go by the male or female route. It doesn't travel through time. It's direct awareness being aware of itself. I'm aware that I'm aware.
Yes.
I'm aware there are thoughts, sensations, perceptions, the body. I'm aware that the body needs to get some rest, get some food, go for a walk, see some friends. But I'm not the body, I'm the awareness. I'm aware that my car needs fuel, needs to check the tire, the pressure in the tire. I'm aware that the house needs to be vacuumed, whatever. But I'm not the house, you see. I'm not the vacuum. I'm not the body. I is awareness. Just need to contemplate that belief that I is a personal, separate body, mind, separate consciousness is just a belief. It's a story that is unhappy. It is unhappy. Whenever you experience unhappiness, it's because of I am identified as a body, mind, limited consciousness.
Yes.
So don't do that. No, don't. Drop it. Don't. Once there's clarity that I is this aware presence, it's not a female presence or a male presence. Just already you have that understanding. It's a fresh understanding, and that fresh understanding, it's like you thought all the time that 2 + 2 = 5 for 20 years. 2 = 5, and now somehow somebody shows you 2 oranges and 2 oranges, 1, 2, 3, 4. You get it. Boom. All the years of 2 + 2 = 5, they mean nothing. They don't mean anything. They don't mean anything. Because there is the understanding. So you don't need to go back to, I, me, my money, my life, they love me, they don't love me, my guru, my teacher. You don't need to. You don't need to be an eternal student. The teacher wants the students to be free. I'm using the words students and teacher just in a relative sense. To be free. To be completely free, not to be free students. No. You're a free slave, I like we're gonna free the slaves. We're gonna give you a new identity. You are a free slave. You see, I'm a free slave, Yeah.
Oh, funny.
We are funny. We're funny. So funny.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Magdi.
Chatting with you, yes.
Hello, Magdi.
Hey, George. Hello, George.
Hi there.
Yes.
I'd like to continue with your analogy of 2 + 2 = 5.
Yes.
I'd like to put a more realistic one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I was brought up in a culture where we believed the earth was flat. And you look out the window, earth looks flat. Everybody says the earth looks flat. Well, somebody comes along and shows me a telescope and shows me the moon and shows me a shadow on the moon and claims that's a shadow of the earth. So that's somehow supposed to show that the earth is round. I guess what I'm saying is I was brought up with the belief of being a separate self. And I can see that belief is false. Looking for I've talked this about before. Looking for a separate self, I haven't found it, okay? But I haven't seen the idea, or related to that, the idea of consciousness being personal or universal. No one has ever presented any proof that consciousness is universal. But anyhow, what my question is, I'm trying to see what holds me stuck in my belief. Intellectually, it's clear that this is just a belief and there's no support for it. But I feel that maybe there's something in the body, there's some kind of body familiarity, some kind of body sensations, that somehow keeps me stuck in this, I don't believe it, but I still pretend as if I do.
Yes.
So I just wondered if there's some kind of, I've gone the intellectual route, probably as far as I can go. I listened to Francis and yeah, I understand, no question, okay? But I just wonder whether there's some kind of bodily component or there's something that I'm missing here in terms of making the real difference, making the real shift.
Right. Now, just first of all, George, you are right. There is no proof that is available to us in terms of like a phenomenal proof, a phenomenological proof, or a phenomenological experiment that demonstrates that consciousness is universal. It's not possible. There is no possibility.
I understand that because it's not a phenomenal assertion.
Right.
So no, I understand on the phenomenal level, you can't give a proof.
And you cannot measure universality. You cannot measure, you can measure billions and billions and billions and billions of light years, but you cannot measure universality. You follow, there's no instrument.
I follow.
Okay.
That's totally a different realm. Yes.
Okay, right. So so it's not so much about, okay, I believe that consciousness is limited and is a result of the brain and it resides within me, etc. That it's not about replacing this belief with a new belief. The new belief, oh well, it is universal. No, it's more like okay, just to see that there is no evidence whatsoever. But this is between you and yourself, that in fact there is no evidence whatsoever that consciousness is limited or emanates from a body-mind or is a result of a body-mind or is defined by a body-mind. There's no evidence whatsoever. Once you come, and if you do come to this conclusion, then you cannot, in a logical sense, hold on to that belief. You've got to let go of that belief to go into the not knowing. Right?
Right. I'm quite willing to go into the not knowing.
Yes. I think that's something that, from my conversation with you, I know that you're there. You can, right. You're available to, okay, well, I don't know. Fine. Now, in terms of the sensory, the sensation level, I feel I am this person.
Yes, exactly.
I feel I'm this person. I hear this. I understand that, okay, there's no evidence that consciousness is personal. I'm open to the possibility that it's universal, that there is no proof. Okay, so I remain not knowing. I'm okay with not knowing. But I feel I'm this person. So then I can turn my attention to that because that feeling is available to you, right?
Yes.
Available to you, meaning it's available to awareness. You're aware of the thought, of the feeling. You're aware of the feeling, whichever way you experience it. Let's leave that on hold for now. But this feeling appears to you, whatever that you is, whatever it is that right now you perceive. You're hearing these words, whatever that is. Okay, so the feeling that I am this person, this sensation appears to you.
Yes.
It's available to you. So therefore, it's in your hands it's available to you. These are available, these glasses are available to you. You can examine them, you can bend them, you can look at them, you can tap them on the wall, you can, it's available to you. So that feeling that I am this person, I am inside this room, that feeling is available to you. You can explore it. Please say more about how I explore it. Okay. Well, something's appearing to me. It's a feeling. You can go anywhere. You can start anywhere and say, where is it? Where is this feeling, for example?
Okay.
What is it? What is it made of? What is its shape? What's its size? What is its density? Is it there all the time? How does it appear? Where does it reside? You can. There's so many ways you can explore. You can ask one question and stay with that question for a couple of days. Where does it reside?
No, that I can see that as a meaningful question. Some of the other questions you mentioned didn't seem meaningful because they would not refer to a feeling. I can't ask what color it is or how large it is or anything like that. But
what is
anyhow,
it? What is its substance?
What is the substance of any feeling?
Good question.
Okay.
What is this? What is the substance of this feeling? What is
Okay.
it made of? How about what is its reality?
Okay, what is it made of? This feeling is made of an emotion. I don't
What's
really.
the emotion made of?
No. Okay, it's made of a thought. No, I don't know. Wait a second. I take it back. I really don't know what it's made of. I can see that as a valuable inquiry. I can't. What is it made of? What is this feeling made of? It's certainly made of history, looking in the past and all this stuff.
Where is the history? Where is the history right now? Because we're looking now at the feeling.
No, you're right.
If I say it's made of history, you know.
No, you're right. I got it. You're right. Yes, you're right. Absolutely. So I was mistaken then.
And where is it right now? And what maintains it? What brings it up, for example? Here I am having some juice. Suddenly I feel, I feel I'm here. I'm this person.
Okay, so what brings it up for me right now is looking out of my eyes, I see this room around me. And so it seems that I am in the room. Now, I understand that's only my body in the room and my eyes are in the room, whatever. But when you ask me what brings it up for me, that's the answer.
Yes.
I look around and it seems that I am in this room.
Okay.
That there's an I in this room.
Okay.
But if you ask me to find it, of course I can't.
So there is a room around me. I am in this room. There is a room around me. I am in this room.
Exactly, yes. That's the feeling.
Okay. So is it possible to experience this feeling without the thought, I am in this room? In other words, let me put it another way. Can you take that feeling and somehow with a syringe remove the thought, I am in this room?
I think the answer is yes. When you asked me before, when do you have this feeling? Let me tell you sometimes when I don't have this feeling. When I don't have this feeling is when I'm not in thought. If I'm doing something, I'm concentrating on something, I'm reading a book, I'm using my soldering iron, whatever I'm doing, if I'm concentrating at that moment, I don't have this feeling.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you saying is that when somehow the thought, I am in this room, is on board, then my experience is the feeling that I am in this room, in these walls are sort of around me. Am I correct in making the statement?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so if that statement is correct, then I would suggest that you still allow, let's say, the belief that you, meaning your consciousness, is a body-mind. Because the thought, well, it's actually a belief, the thought that I am in this room, meaning it's only one I. There is only one I, which is consciousness.
Right.
I am in this room, meaning consciousness is a material form, is a limited form. Because there's no issue with the body being in this room. There's no issue with the chair being in the bedroom. There's no issue with that. The issue we're talking about, or the matter we're talking about, is I am in this room.
Yes, I understand.
And I feel, at the feeling level, I still feel I am this body. So based on the conversation we had, that basically when the thought is on board, and I would say it's not a thought, it's a belief. When that belief is on board, that I am the body, mind, George, then I'm experiencing consciousness being limited. Oh, and the answer is yes, the belief is still on board. You are asking, you when you look at when you examine the feeling level, feeling inside this room, you come upon the belief.
Okay. So if I hear you right, what you're saying is I haven't really dropped that belief yet.
You still cherish that belief. You still cherish that belief. Maybe not all the time, but on occasion, on occasion, because you just shared with me that you don't experience that all the time when you're inside and doing some activity, and even you don't have any such feeling or belief that I'm inside this room. You're fixing the darn computer. You're busy with that.
Right. So yes, so I have the belief that right now I have the belief that I'm in this room.
Okay, so therefore you have the belief that you are the body. Because the body is in the room.
Yes, but I also have the belief that I'm not the body.
No, you cannot speak of both sides of your mouth.
I can't. No.
No, I mean you can't logically.
Could I not
rationally say yes, I am the body and I'm not the body. Simultaneously, either at some time at 5 o'clock I am the body, and at 5:30 I am not the body. Well, you can't simultaneously at 5.
You just froze. I can't.
Oops. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. You froze before.
Yes.
So rationally, I see something saying my internet connection is unsafe. Rationally,
yes, I
can't hold those two contradictory beliefs.
Right.
But I can hold them irrationally. I'm trying to follow your prescription of trying to look into this and seeing what's really so. And it does look as if I believe I'm in this room, but I don't believe. Okay. So obviously I must believe that I'm the body, as you say. Okay. No, I think you're convinced me, yes. I know the right analogy. Again, to use my analogy with the flat earth, it's like I look through the telescope and I don't believe that the earth is flat. But then I walk down the street 3 minutes later, and the earth is flat again.
Yeah, but not at the same time. You cannot
No, you're right.
simultaneously.
You're right. Not at the same time. Yes.
So you're going back and forth. You're looking through a telescope, then you're looking out the window.
Right.
So, but looking at the telescope trumps looking out the window, because once you get it, that wait a minute, this is convincing, then you're only going back to looking out the window and believing the earth is flat because you still want to do so. It's not because you're not convinced. No, it's because this is what you like. You like that story.
Yes.
You're happy saying, 7 billion people say the earth is flat. I'm going to go along with them. Okay, it's your freedom.
Yes, exactly. In other words, everyone around me thinks the earth is flat. It's a lot more comfortable for me to go along with that than to believe that the earth is round.
Right. The only thing that we share here is that, yes, maybe more comfortable, but it's unhappy.
I agree.
So I would say it's not really that comfortable after all.
Okay.
It may seem comfortable, but not really. It's unhappy.
Yes, I agree. I agree. Okay, I just don't know. I don't know where to go on from here, or maybe we're done. I don't know.
Well, what I would say, George, is you're smart. I mean, you got it. You got it. You got it that the body appears to you, George appears to you as images, as thoughts, as whatever. You got that. I know you got it that there is awareness, and that I is awareness, that I am aware, and that awareness is not somewhere out there and I'm apart from awareness. I feel that that bridge is crossed.
I'm not sure that bridge is crossed, because no, the bridge is not crossed, because awareness still seems local. There's no question I am aware. That crossed that bridge a year or more ago, but it still seems like it's local, like it's my awareness.
Okay, fine. So you're confusing awareness and mind. So let's say that you are a radio station that's broadcasting across 100 cities in the United States. And in a certain city, and you're broadcasting many different programs. Okay, and you can choose. We can turn on that station and choose a program, right? And in city A, you're watching program A. In city B, you're watching program B. In city C, you're watching program C. So from the perspective of whoever is watching program A, it's a local, it's a local particular, different from broadcast B, different from broadcast C. And none of them is aware that, in fact, it's one station, one station. Because at the local level, at the mind level, it's a very particular perception.
Yes, we all have distinct minds.
Yes, in Texas, in New York City, in California,
Right.
Distinct body minds.
Right.
So when I am watching program A and I make the conclusion that, oh, this is station A, it's one station that's emitting, I'm confusing the program with the station. I'm saying this is, it is program A, but I'm saying, no, it's station A. And you in Texas, you say, oh, that's station B. And the other person in New York City says it's station C. But no, the station is one station. The programs, yes, program A is different from program B, is different from program C, etc. But the station. So yes, at the local level, you say awareness seems local. It's the mind is local. The program A is local, and it's changed, keeps changing, because you know when you turn on program A, there's somebody singing oh la 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 la, and then somebody else comes and plays the guitar, and then somebody else comes and says jokes. It keeps changing. The mind at the program A keeps changing, and program B changes differently, program C changes differently, but the station is not changing. It's the one station. It's called KBC, whatever it's called. So it makes sense for you to say, well, there's something local here, and you're right, there's something local here. And we're not arguing with that.
I get what you're saying. Yes. Okay. Okay. So I can see the universality of consciousness in the sense that we are all conscious.
Yes. The I is the station. The me is the program. Program A. Program A is me, George. Program B is me, Magdi. Program C is me, Josephine. The programs are different, but the I is the station.
The source.
That's the source. Yes, I, the source.
Yes, I get that.
I. So when it's a tricky thing, because it seems that I depends on this on the mind, that consciousness, that the program, that the program is the station. It seems, because somehow we believe the program is the station. I don't know how else to say it.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yes, right.
That's a good analogy. I get it. Yes.
Right. So I doesn't change. The station KBC doesn't change. It's the same station, except if it's bought by another company, but it stays KBC, right?
Right.
But the programs keep changing, because I may make a deal with a Japanese teaching class, and suddenly you're learning Japanese in Texas. You know, there'll be a new program called Japanese classes, whatever. You understand? But the KBC remains KBC. In your experience, the mind changes all the time. The body changes, thought changes, feelings change. The world is changing. Texas is changing. I mean, you know, I don't know where you live, but exactly where you live, it's been changing for sure over the past decades.
Right.
But the
that sense of I has not changed.
Yes.
That I get. I think I get.
It's a fact. The fact of I. It's a fact. It's a fact. The reality.
But I can't. The only way I can know that reality is through what I call a sense of I. I mean, as you say, how do I know that?
Because you are. I am. You ask yourself, am I? You don't go to the sense.
No, I get it. Yes. Am I? Of course I am. Yes. Okay.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Am I aware? Of course I'm aware.
Of course I'm aware.
You don't go to the sense of awareness. When we do, am I perceiving the door? Am I perceiving the wall? Oh, yes, I'm aware. No. When you go, am I aware? You say, yeah, I'm aware. Boom. Yes, I'm aware.
Yes,
that's a you know, you ask the question, how do I how do I know awareness? Because you are awareness.
Okay.
Because your awareness is, there is only awareness. It's like the elephant in the room, as a way of speaking. Of course.
Understand. Okay. All right. I guess I'm going to have to continue this.
Yeah, confusing the George mind, the George body, the George life, George relationship, meaning the program, to be the station. When you listen to the program, you say, "Oh well, that's the station." It's not. It's the program, and it's constantly changing. Yes. So you are right in when you say there's something local. You are. There's no issue with that. There is a local experience. Right now, you don't see the color of my table.
Right.
I don't see, the color of the pants you're wearing. That's a personal aspect of the mind. And then there is a shared aspect of the mind. For example, now we're speaking. We're speaking, so there is a sharing. Obviously, I'm speaking English, and you're understanding me. So there is a shared also. So it's really interesting. It's not like program A and program B and program C are completely separate and isolated from each other. In fact, they're not. Because the fact is that we're communicating, we're conversing. And when I say blue, you know what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah. We've made this point before, and you're right. No, there's just the fact that we're communicating shows a connection.
Absolutely.
Yes, you've pointed that out to me before, and I get that.
Right. And when there is a connection, they become one. Like when the Pacific Ocean meets the Atlantic Ocean, it makes no sense to still speak of Pacific and Atlantic. They're one ocean, as a metaphor.
No, I understand. But I can conceive of two big oceans, yes, with a little tiny connecting thing in between.
Yes, when there is a meeting, then there is a oneness.
Right. Okay.
Oneness. Not like there is still two. There's still two. There are two and they're not meeting. But as soon as they touch, boom, they're one. Even by a hair,
Okay.
So the fact that we're speaking and we're understanding each other, whatever that is, whatever that means, refers to this connection of one, not of two, of one, not of two, of one.
The amazing thing is I get it. I get exactly what you're saying, okay? But I still look around the room. Anyhow, I'll have to play with this.
Wait, you look around the room. Okay, so I'm looking around the room too. Okay, I look around the room, yes. Carpet, pillow, plant, couch, yes. And where is the separation?
No. All I'm saying is when you look around the room, you don't think that there's an I in the room.
No, I'm perceiving the couch. The couch is appearing to me. Blue,
right.
Blue couch. It's appearing to me. But when I look at you here, then the couch is no longer appearing to me. I don't appear in the couch.
No, what you say is obvious, because when I look around the room, what I'm doing is I'm experiencing vision. Right? In one sense, there's no real room here. All I'm experiencing is various colors and vision.
Yes.
And where is that vision? That vision can only be one place. It's got to be in me.
Absolutely.
So somehow I'm holding on to these contradictory beliefs. I don't know. Yes, I can see that argument. There's no other possibility.
So
it's not that I am in the room. The room is in me.
Yes.
Okay.
It's in you, and it's in you it's in you at zero distance from you.
Yes, I get that.
So it's not even in you, it is you in a way.
Yes, it's me visual, but is me visually. Yes, yes.
Yes. You know, George, language is figurative. Understanding is beyond language. Language can be helpful towards the understanding, but once there is the understanding, all language, it's about the understanding. And then, of course, we can try to verbalize our understanding as best as we can, figuratively. But it's about understanding.
Yes, all language is metaphor.
Yes.
It can only point. But I guess what really made a difference in this conversation is I completely forgot that the room is part of me, that, you know, that I'm not in the room. I argued earlier that I was in the room. Isn't that true?
The fact that you perceive the room, here is I and here is the room. The fact, as soon as you perceive the room, that connection is a connection oneness. And
yes, I get it.
And our experience is 24/7 connection. We never experience anything like, how can we experience? It's gotta be this connection. So experience means oneness or non-duality. How about non-duality?
Good word, non-duality, yes. Okay.
This is what the meaning of the word Advaita is, non-duality.
Very good, Maggie. This is great. Thank you very much.
Okay, George. Okay, nice talking with you, George, as usual. Thank you. Okay, everybody, thank you all. Very lovely to be with you. Lisa, nice to see you, Lisa. And Nathan, lovely Nathan, George, yes. Grace, hello, Grace. Esther. Mina, hey, Mina.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yes, Mina and Jenny. Lucas, hello, Lucas. And Malcolm, hello, Malcolm. Doug. Manoj.
Thank you, Magdi.
Okay, thank you, Zoe. Hello, Zoe. And Shiva. Thank you all. Very lovely.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye bye, everyone.
Thank you all. Bye bye, everyone.